driving yourself, motivating yourself, practicing hard times, grinding through everything to get where you want to be.
That mindset right there defines today's guest. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's a special one. I'm sitting down with a guy who is part of my baseball journey, David Hernandez, the creator and coach of the Two-Seam Bandits. I played 3 tournaments with his team out here in Florida, and trust me, this man has story for days. From his indie ball grind to building a competitive team from scratch to the personalities that have worn the Two-Seam Bandits uniform, and even his honest thoughts about me as a player. This is raw, real baseball conversation between 2 dudes who love the game of baseball. Now, let's get into it.
All right, guys, what's up? Back here with another episode. Welcome to the Fuego&Slugger podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share if you like it. We're back here with David Hernandez, who played pro ball, coached at Kingsborough, and he runs the team that I've had the privilege to play for the past 3 seasons at the Davenport tournament, the Two-Seam Bandits. So, what's up, David? Let's get
How
into
we
it. How you
doing, man?
doing?
How we been?
How's everything going? I know we got the tournament coming up in a couple of weeks, and you probably stressed out about a lot of things going on.
Yeah, man. Being a player coach, it's
Yeah.
rough, man. It's stressful.
Oh man. I know, because I play with a lot of player coaches, and they all tell me that they go through it, man, with having to plan out the rosters and making the lineups and all that, and then on top of that, having to worry about playing too. So
Yeah.
that's a lot on your plate.
Yeah, you'll see me at second base, man. In the infield. I got a special.
Don't listen to this man, guys. This guy's a PO.
Hey, bro, you'd be surprised, bro.
Yeah.
I was a PO during the summer in my men's league
Yeah.
team here
Yeah.
for the Marlins, a team I was
Mhm.
playing for, the Suncoast
Mhm.
Marlins, and they gave me a couple at bats, man. Hey, look, I hit a couple doubles, hit a couple
Yeah.
singles, stole a couple bags, man.
Yeah.
And keep base running, bro. Like
Yeah.
I may be a PO just because I'm getting older, but
Yeah, now I've seen you swing it before though. When we went to ACU, you definitely like put
I
the
put the
ball
nail
play. I
in the
think you had a
coffin, man, for
yeah,
the
yeah. I
mercy
think you
rule.
had you had a sack fly. You got a little sack fly. I see you.
I think I told Josh, yeah, you know, Josh, one of our good friends, if I
Yeah.
were to hit with a 35, which I usually do, I got a bomb bat
35.
35, 31. Yes.
Shoot.
If I would have hit that with that fly
Yeah.
ball with that 35, that was gone. I would have hit
Yeah.
a 2-run shot, bro. I kid you not.
Stop lying now. No, I'm
Nah, bro,
messing.
I
I'm
kid you
messing
not. That
with
would have
you.
been
Yeah,
gone,
no, I
bro.
know, I know. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, it's about your comfort zone. That's all it's about.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's start getting to some questions, man. How'd you start playing baseball?
Well, I first started watching the Mets back when my dad was a Mets fan. Then
When he was a Met fan?
yes, when he was a Mets fan. He was a big Keith Hernandez,
Yeah.
Darryl Strawberry,
hmm
Mookie Wilson, all those, I know you met
86,
Mookie
pretty
Wilson
much.
too.
Yes, I did. Yeah, yeah. I have a picture with him.
He was watching those guys. And then in '96, he sat me in front of the baseball game, watching the Mets and stuff like that. Up until probably around '01, turned to the dark side, man, the great side. Started watching the Yankees. Um,
No, you
ever
mean the
since.
bandwagon side?
Nah, nah, nah.
You started bandwagon.
But back in '01, I remember watching the Yankees
Yeah.
play. That was back when I was like 5 years old.
hmm
Don't remember much, obviously, but remember watching the Yankees, Jorge Posada, Mariano Rivera, Derek Jeter, and that core 4 group, Andy Pettit as well, kind of helped me get into baseball. And I remember my first position as a baseball player was a catcher. And my favorite player growing up as a catcher was Jorge Posada,
hmm
switch hitting catcher, Puerto Rican, just like myself. Um, Hitting bombs, throwing people out, that type of stuff. And so I told my dad, when in the middle of a 7 inning stretch in the game, I was like, I want to play baseball. So that next day, I know the rec league that was around my house at the time in New York was having signups. My dad was like, "Hey, look, let's go." Signed me up for my first team, and that was actually Holy Name Father's Guide or Guild. I remember that. Started playing for them up until I was probably about 12, 13 years old. Then started playing in some travel ball teams and later, high school, college, indie ball, that type of deal.
So what age exactly did you start playing, and when did you really start falling in love with the game?
I would say since the start of watching the Yankees, I started falling in love with the game. Playing baseball around 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah, that's around the age I started too. So yeah, so we're basically similar in terms of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I'm a
yeah,
Yankee fan. You're a Met fan, so
yeah, yeah. You're a bandwagon Yankee fan.
nah, nah.
I'm messing with you, man. Yeah, no, I can understand how you become a Yankee fan, man. They always win and we don't, so it's easy to jump on that side.
I had a good
Yeah,
feeling for you guys, man, but
yeah,
that last
yeah.
part of the season just sucked, man.
It was
I
rough. It
understand
was
that.
rough. Yeah, yeah. It was rough. I mean, we had it the whole way, but until the second half, everybody just started collapsing, especially our pitching. It just didn't hold up.
Yeah. But you guys
Yeah.
got a bright side coming, honestly. You got probably a brighter future than the Yankees right now. So
Juan Soto said that. Hopefully he's right.
I mean, hey, look, the dude could put up MVP numbers, but once Shohei Ohtani's still in there, man, like
Yeah,
I
you
don't
know,
know
he's
if he
winning his
win
second
MVP.
MVP. He's winning back-to-back MVP, and that's about to be his fourth, I believe. So this guy's
Yeah.
just gonna keep dominating. He's gonna catch up to Barry Bonds at one point.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I still won't put him in the same category as Barry Bonds, but that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah. I mean, Barry
Yeah.
Bonds is one of the greatest hitters of all time, probably one of the greatest baseball players of all time. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I agree with you. I think he's up there. Ken Griffey Jr. We could start naming a
that's
lot, but Barry Bonds is one of my favorites. He should be in the Hall of Fame, but that's again another topic for another day.
yeah. I could go
Yeah,
on about that.
yeah, me too. So, what is the thing you love most about baseball, though? Huh?
I would say just the competitive edge.
Mm,
I think being a competitor myself since a young age, I've always wanted to do better, be better as a baseball player, as a person, whatever the obstacle or the task at hand is. I would say just driving yourself, motivating yourself, practicing hard times, grinding through everything to get where you want to be. Because baseball, we all know, is either a 7 inning or 9 inning game, depending on what the age group. But it's everything. You give it your all for 9 innings of baseball, probably about 2 3 hours a day in that game, and you practice for long hours. So I feel like that is what drove me to do my best, to motivate me, to dedicate me to be better. So I would say that being that competitor and willing to risk it all and do all that it takes for those 3 hours, that's what inspired me the most.
I agree with you because I agree with that sentiment. I'm a competitor myself, and I love the aspect of having to compete. It's because baseball is obviously one of the toughest games to play, but
100%.
the fact that I could never master the game and I'm still able to go out there and 3 out of 10 times I'm able to put together some hits. When I finally get that hit out of the 10 times I do bat, I mean, it feels amazing. There's nothing more gratifying than that.
Of course, especially in like clutch situations, man. Like me being a pitcher, striking somebody out with the bases loaded,
Oh
to win
yeah,
the game, or like yourself being a hitter, but I'm a hitter too, but hitting a double or hitting a walk off in that case, hitting a home run to win the game or put your team up ahead. Like those are clutch moments. I feel like we all live for those moments when we're
absolutely,
grinding and practicing.
absolutely, absolutely. So next question, what keeps you motivated playing even when you're going through rough times? So this pretty much piggyback off of what we were talking about earlier.
I would say honestly, probably the fact that it's like a stress reliever.
Mhm.
Uh, Other than baseball, I lift weights and that's a stress reliever for myself. But like just focusing up for those 3 hours, and sometimes it could take more, but just like the world is on pause because I'm playing baseball, because I'm on the mound, because every Sunday or whatever day it is of the week, I'm going and playing baseball. So I feel like being a stress reliever is just gonna keep me going and keep me just like, hey, look, it's almost Sunday, I'm almost on the mound. And then now that I'm a father as well, it's like I want my son to grow up like that as well. Obviously, he's a little younger. He's 3 years old, but he's throwing a baseball
He'd run
already.
around the dugout. I've seen him a
Yeah,
few
and you
times on
remember
the.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's
He's definitely gonna be a stud though in the future.
yeah, he's been running
Yeah,
around on the baseball field. He actually, when I played in Davenport in August, he was running around with me on the field too. Like it's a bright side to see because it's just I'm trying to inspire my son to be the way I was when I was younger and wanting to play
Mhm.
baseball.
Yeah, that's what you live for.
Yeah. Can't wait to see him when I'm, on the field coaching him, whether it be that on the field with him or hey, maybe even playing against my son in a
Yeah.
men's league team or something like that.
Yeah, if he takes from his dad, he's gonna be a beast.
I appreciate that.
So you attended Bishop Ford High School that no longer exists, the Catholic school in Brooklyn, right?
Yes,
If
that
I'm
was
not mistaken.
19th
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah, okay. So how was school life at that prestigious Catholic school? How was it
It
like?
was I loved every moment of it. Bishop Ford was very motivating, very
Hmm.
enthusiastic. Obviously, it's no longer a school now. They still use it as a charter school, but when it was there, the moments I've had at that school was, moments you'll never get back. From the day I stepped in, I remember I had my polo tucked in when you didn't have to tuck it in. I had it tucked into my khakis, my dress shoes on, and going in there up until the day I left, where I remember the last day of school, they had a rally to try to keep the school alive, but unfortunately that didn't work out. The friends I made, some of them that I still talk to, some of them, we still see each other on Facebook and Instagram, like, those friends. But it was always a moment, whether it be baseball, whether it be in the classroom, is always fun.
That's great. That's great. But so the school ended right in front of you, right?
Yes, so I was the last graduating class back in
Oh
2014,
wow.
and
Oh wow. Yeah.
everybody under us, I guess like juniors, seniors, and freshmen, had to transfer out. Apparently, like just like the school closing down caused a lot of people to kind of like rally together,
Hmm.
whether it be from the community and from the school.
Hmm.
But like I said, a little short of the effort there that we couldn't stay open. So
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. I mean, I remember Bishop Ford growing up. I'm younger than you, but I remember it being out there. And when I was playing for the Bonnies, I believe I had coaches that coached over there. So
yes, so you
yeah,
probably had Coach T.
Coach
Um,
T. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he was my freshman coach for
Hmm.
a little bit in the fall.
Hmm.
And then I know some of the other coaches that we had there were like heavily connected with the Bonnies.
Hmm.
I think Mike Hannerhan was my varsity coach from sophomore year all the way to senior year. He was part time my junior senior year, but he had connects with the Bonnies and Richmond County.
Yeah,
So
I actually had a CD of it was like I think sports in general that went on in Bishop Ford because they handed those out during the award banquet we used to have back when I was playing for the Bonnies. So I don't think I have the CD anymore, but I think like they gave like two versions of it, and I had it at one point, and I used to watch it actually. So
yeah, you probably saw me
um
on there, man, hitting a double.
maybe or striking out.
Probably.
All right. So from high school you went to Queens College, right?
Yes, sir. Division
Yeah,
two
so that's a
NCAA
advanced school
school
school.
in
Right,
Flushing,
right, right. Yep.
right next to City
Uh
Field.
yep. Yeah, my favorite place. So were you awarded a scholarship or was it like a school you attended on your own?
So,
Like,
no, I wasn't awarded a scholarship. I was a roster spot, but a walk-on roster spot is what it's called.
oh, okay, okay,
So
yeah.
the coaches know who I am and have seen video of me, whether it be from the Bonnies or constantly emailing, so that they knew who I was. They got me a roster spot on the team, and then kind of going from there. Um, and then I originally said I was a shortstop and a pitcher, but looking at some of the guys that were on there, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna pitch. So
Yeah, I experienced basically the same thing because like you think you're all that when you're in high school, and then once you get to that next level, you realize like you're not even close to what you think you are.
yeah, I've noticed that like whether it be going from high school to college and college to the pro level, like the game speeds up,
Oh,
and
100%.
you may seem like, hey, look, I'm the best right here on this high school team, or I'm the best here on this college team or pro team, but there's guys out there like all over the world, man, that are better,
Oh yeah.
flat out, yeah,
Oh yeah.
just better.
It's like
Um,
it's like yeah. Because when
and
I
then
when I hmm?
no, go
Yeah,
ahead, go
you
ahead.
go. Yeah. Oh, no, I was just saying, like when I was growing up, I used to think I was all this great and I was gonna be a pro player easily. But then when you grow up, you start to realize like man, I mean, I'm competing against guys from not only in the United States, all over the world, internationally and nationally. So it's like it's too much. There's a lot to compete. It's a lot of guys to compete against.
And I know like I'm a little older now than what I was when I was in college, obviously, and everything that has been like the opportunities I've gotten. Like I've seen that whole world aspect of guys from Germany and China and Colombia because I had the opportunity to play for Team Ireland
Mhm.
in February of this past year, and man, those big German guys, man, probably the smallest guy was probably about like 6'2". And they see me over there, and I'm like, damn, man, like I wish I was that tall, man. Like, I think most of their guys were affiliated ball, or if not overseas, in like the Austria, and like Australia and stuff like that. So you go out your comfort zone, and you go out the map, man. You just instead of just being New York or Florida or Utah or anything like that, you go to like Arizona and you play against a team that was playing in the World Baseball Classic, man. It's an opportunity of a lifetime, but you see the difference. You see
Yep,
guys that have been probably growing up straight playing baseball, nothing else, and that's all they know. And you see the difference, man. Like you just got to stay humble and keep working hard.
that's it. That's all it's about. Because honestly, I mean, you can't control whether you have talent or not, but it's about the hard work. Just to put in the
Mhm.
work, that's the only thing you can control. And as long as you're outworking everybody, you should be in a good spot.
Yeah, 100%. Like I would say, telling any young kid out there that has inspiring dreams to be a baseball player, man, just work hard, put in the time, put in the effort, and it'll come back for you.
Yeah, 1,000%. All right, so you went on because we just discussed that. You went on to play pro ball, right? Independent
Yes, I played
baseball. Yeah.
in the
hmm
independent leagues. Yes, I
hmm
did. Um, Sometimes the best times, sometimes the worst times. I went
hmm
to Southern Shores Pro League.
hmm
That was down in North Carolina, and at the time I was living in Utah, so I
hmm
was going around the country, right? So cross country.
hmm
I went with a good friend of ours, Brian McRedmond,
Yes,
and
very familiar with him. Yeah,
and then
that's my guy right there.
one of my other
Yeah,
buddies, Carlos
yeah.
Ramos, out in Utah. And man, pro ball, glad and grateful for the opportunity, man. But it was always a grind, man. It was always the next step. And everybody thinks, oh, you went pro, you should make money, blah blah blah. Not the
It
case,
doesn't
man.
work like that. Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
work like that. I
unless
wish it did.
unless you on
Yeah,
TV, you ain't making millions, not even thousands, probably. Like I
living
remember,
conditions aren't even good.
yeah, I remember we lived
Yeah,
in a hotel for a month.
yeah.
Um, walking across the highway to get the food.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
you could ask Brian, you could ask
that's
Carlos, man.
torture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had no car either.
yeah.
So the coach would have to drive to pick us up to bring us to the game. Um, and just like man, I remember waking up, eating breakfast from the hotel, and then for lunch and dinner, man, we'd walk across the highway to Cracker Barrel or like Taco Bell, and we're just like, hey, look, we're gonna call it a day, man. This is what we got to eat.
Yeah, damn. Wow,
Yeah,
that's a rough lifestyle, especially for like which you I mean, you were pro, but like when you think of the word pro, you would think of the guys in the major leagues, and it's like you think about their lifestyle and you compare it to like pro guys who play indie balls. It's
yeah.
totally the contrary.
I remember
Yeah.
I always look back at it and I'm always like, oh, I remember I think it was 2021 or 2020 when COVID was happening. The Orioles had their minor league guys living in cars. And I'm like, oh, these are guys in the minor leagues, man. And they're living in their cars, man. Like everybody's like, oh man, you're in the pros, you're good. But nah, man, it's a constant struggle. But it's always like a grind, like I said. But
Mhm.
once you grind and you make it out, man, look at the guys in the pros now making millions of dollars on TV, inspiring kids. Like it's all worth it in the end.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. If you do make it that far, because you do have a
Yes.
0.01% chance to make it.
Yes.
So that's a
Uh,
very, very slim,
yeah, there's
to
a
say the
25
least.
man
Yeah,
roster,
yeah,
26-man roster. There's 30
yeah.
teams. So you're looking at 750, 760 players in the MLB. And then
hmm
that does include the minor leagues, but I know it's something like close to that
0.01.
0.01%. Like, that's
Yep.
rough.
Yeah, it is rough. And the worst part about it though is not even just being able to make the major league. Making the major league is one thing, but then once you make the MLB, you got to be able to have a tenure and
Yeah,
to
to
have a
stay
long
there.
tenure. Yeah, to have a long. It's harder to have a long tenure up there than to make it up there,
Yeah,
which is already a challenge.
you look at prospects, man, over the years that have come up, and you're like, oh man, this guy's gonna be the next, Mariano Rivera. This guy's gonna be the next Jorge Posada, and they just fall through, man, just because consistency is king, man. Everything you do, whether it be life, whether it be baseball, whether it be any sport or anything in
Mhm.
general, you always got to be as consistent as possible.
Yeah, and they have no pity for you up there in the major leagues. The minute you're not performing, you're cut.
It's all a business, man. Like,
Yeah,
and I feel like that was just a big thing in this world now. Like, hey, look, you're not getting the job done, somebody else will.
yeah,
So,
yeah. That's true. It's true. There's a million other guys who are hungry after your job,
yeah.
so he can't take it for granted.
Yeah, that's why, like I said,
Yeah,
it's a constant grind. You always want to
yeah.
keep working hard no matter what. You don't be complacent.
Yep, you're right. You're right. So, to piggyback off of my other question, did you have Major League Baseball in your mind while you were playing pro ball?
Yes, I did. But obviously, age catches up, right? Just being able to kind of take advantage of opportunities catches up. Living across country in Utah and then coming to North Carolina to play. And, obviously, I'm 29 now, going
You're
on
still
30
young. You're
next
still
year.
young. Yeah.
In baseball years, that's not too young.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But there are guys who have made it at that age, so it's not impossible.
Yeah. But like I said, just being able to play baseball every day is a blessing. No, I don't have how would I put it? I don't have a path to make it to the major leagues right now, but hey, look, I'm forever grateful for every opportunity I've gotten. Um, but would I've liked to make it? Yes, I would love to play for the Yankees, man. Shut the Mets down in a Subway Series, or shut Boston down in a game rivalry, and that was the goal, man, or the
Yeah.
dream at one point.
The Yankees sure could have used you out there against Toronto, man. They
Ooh,
needed every
man.
every help they could get.
I think I've never punched the air so many times in my life, man. Especially that one inning where Toronto scored like 7 runs, Vlad
Yeah,
Guerrero just killing them, and I'm like, yeah, man, it's not it. This is not the year, I guess.
yeah, yeah. It hasn't been for the past 16, 17 years now, I guess.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
winless since '09, man. '09 was the last
Yeah,
World Series the Yankees
yeah.
had.
Yeah, and it happened right in front of me. Luckily for me, I was really young. I was 8 years old. So
I mean, hey, look, I was '09. I was what? That's like this was it 2025, so like 16 years ago. So I was
Mhm.
13, man. I remember crying seeing the last out.
Yeah,
I
at
was
least you
like,
were
oh
old
shit.
enough to see that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember Mariano coming in for the ninth. I remember Pedro Martinez getting smacked around by the Yankees when he was in a Phillies jersey. And man, I watched every single game, 162 games, and then the playoffs. I remember watching all of them and being like, "Damn, the Yankees are gonna win it! The Yankees are gonna win it!" They won. They went to play on Philly, and I was actually pretty nervous, man. Pedro Martinez at times would dominate the Yankees, at times it wasn't, but it was like kind of like a toss up. But
During his prime, yeah, with Boston
yeah,
mostly.
Boston, he shut them down. Even on the Mets, he shut the Yankees down too.
Hmm.
But luckily enough, the Bronx came home with a title. So
And hopefully one day I can see that because I'm I feel like I'm getting old now. So
yeah, man.
and
Like
they still haven't won in oh
I,
my God, 40 years now, almost 40 years.
I think honestly, I'll reach Unk status before the Yankees. Win a World Series. At this point, I keep
Russ. Yeah, you're
crossing off the
right.
tally marks, man.
You're very close. You're very close. Not trying to make you feel bad about it
Nah, nah,
though.
bro. I wake up every day and I'm like, oh man, I'm one day more to Unk status, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. We just gotta make the most of it though while we still young.
yeah, very true. That's why, hey, look, I'm
Yeah,
still gonna run out there to second base that first day.
yeah.
Help me feel young again.
Dreams come true.
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
you could turn back the clock during your pro career. What would you change?
Oof. Um, I would say honestly, that's a tough question. I think maybe the way I handled going out there. I think if I had a better plan to kind of set myself up, it would have been a little bit better. I know obviously, you don't can't control some of the things that happen, whether it be this team picking you up or not. The opportunity's there, take it. Um, I would say just having a structured plan of what I wanted to do. I know a lot of guys like I'm a personal trainer, so I would say like just having a set plan. Like in 2 weeks, I want to be here. 3 weeks, I want to be here, and kind of setting yourself up for success. If I had a plan instead of just kind of going, "Hey, look, I'm gonna just take life by the horns and go for it." I think if I had a better plan on how to approach things, I think I would have been a little bit more successful than I was. Um, and that's just life. Honestly, things happen for a reason. I just wish maybe turning back the clock, I had a better plan to approach.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, you don't know everything when you're up there, so it's just learning experience. So once you get up there, you little by little you start learning, and obviously you look back and there's gonna be things you do regret and you wish that you had done differently. But that's good though. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for the fact that like, hey, look, if
Hmm.
I had known what I know now, it would have been probably a different stepping stone, and
Hmm.
try to get kind of where I want to be in a certain amount of time, and then kind of work my way up the ladder.
Yeah, look, I mean, you just sometimes you got to be humbled so next time you can come up with a different approach because when you're not humble, you everything seems easy and then eventually that time comes, but sometimes you just it's a blessing disguise when you get when things happen and then you just got to come back with a different approach and you come back better sometimes.
Yeah, come back twice as hard.
Yeah.
Being able to kind of
Mhm.
get knocked down, get back up.
Yeah, 100%. So you coach at Kingsborough, right? Kingsborough
Yes, I
Community
did.
College. Yeah, also
Yeah,
known as KCC, the Wave.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Probably
Yes.
one of the
Mhm.
funniest teams I've ever coached in my life, man. Like I remember from day one, it was just funny. It was
Yeah.
just funny. It was great,
Yeah.
man. Tons of
Uh-huh.
experience on that team.
Yeah.
Uh, a lot of fun on that team. Road trips, home games, you name it.
Hmm. So what exactly was your role up there? You were the pitching coach?
Yes, I was the pitching coach. Handled the guys as far as what their workouts were for the day, whether it be long tossing, whether it be bullpens, live ABs,
Hmm.
just their ordinary things to get them ready, get them going.
So so we were mentioning earlier you run the two team that I've had the privilege to play for the past
Yes,
3
sir.
years now. Yeah, 2023, 2024, 25. Yeah. So this is about to be my fourth tournament with you guys.
Yes.
Um, so talk about the origin of the team. How'd you start the team?
So I have my own personal training business, which I call Two Scene Fitness.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I noticed that. Yeah, I think I follow that page on Instagram.
yes. So my last, I guess you could say he was a pitching coach, a big mentor to me, Brian Friedman, who coaches at John Jay. He used to call me the two seam doctor, just because I kid you not, I would throw a fastball, it'd run arm side like a two seam, and I wasn't even trying to have it do that. It would just move. So he just started calling me that. And then that's when I came up with the name, all Two Seam Fitness, Two Seam Bandits. And then when I first decided to make a team, we entered the Las Vegas Memorial Tournament, and we won it all. And we called ourselves the Bandits. I remember talking to Brian McRedmond about like, oh, what should the name be? Like, I have no idea what to call it. Can't just say Team Two Seam because that kind of sounds whack. So we
Yeah.
came up with Two Seam Bandits, and then you've had the privilege to wear both uniforms because I know when we first started off, we were baby blue and black. Out here in Florida, it gets pretty hot, so we had to change
Oh
up the
yeah,
uniform a
black.
bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we now have our new jersey, which is our red baby blue.
I
Um,
like those better too.
yeah, honestly, it's really comfortable. I mean, I have both jerseys. I have one mounted on my wall in my other apartment, and then one at home here, getting ready for the tournament, kind of packing my things up. Even though I live in Florida, I just want to be prepared and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's something I need to do better.
yeah. And I mean, all the guys I've had the privilege of playing with, for the most part, whether it be, a connection from a friend or playing indie ball or playing, teams and tournaments and stuff like that. I've always played with all the guys that I've had uh, the privilege of playing with. I always played with them, and then, knowing what they can do.
So, how's the recruitment process when you were gathering these players for these tournaments?
So, as of late, it's been, hey, look, I'll reach out to, for example, I played with Josh Dyson back in the Mexican League in New
Yeah,
York.
he's the reason why I went with you the first time.
Yes, so connects, make connects. He was like, "Oh, I got this guy named Ronald, lefty, first baseman, outfielder, pitcher. Let's bring him down." So it's always either I've played with the person, or you've played with a friend of mine, and then
Hmm.
kind of go from there. The recruiting process is, hey, look, Instagram is a funny place. Find some guys. Hey, look, let's do a tournament together, and kind of go from there. I know a lot of the guys I have here are either from Florida, Cali, Texas, or New York. And then all of those guys I pretty much know. Um, but then obviously things do happen, and obviously people can't make it to all the tournaments, so they have a player pool for some of these tournaments as well. So I know we'll be introducing three guys to the roster from our player pool team. Well, from the player pool to the team. I mean.
Interesting, interesting. Oh, excuse me. How difficult is it to make game decisions when you're managing, when you're dealing with a bunch of players that you're unfamiliar with? Because you're not familiar with everybody, so
Hmm.
you have to pretty much make decisions around that, and it's pretty tough when you're not familiar with everybody.
Honestly, it's baseball. I think 9 times out of 10 you know what you're getting, and that 1 time out of 10 that you don't know what you're getting, it's pretty drastic, and it's more than, I would say, more than 1 out of 10. But I say 1 out of 10 because you hope for the best, right? And then obviously it's a toss up with some of those guys because obviously I've never know how they play. Yeah, you could look good in video, but live ABs, live and in person, man. Some people choke, some people don't.
Yeah.
So I say like watching some of these guys play, it's either impressed me or it's either like, hey, look, let's practice a little bit before I can put you in a clutch situation.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's
Yeah, it's
always
tough. Hmm.
it's always like, hey, look, let's see what happens. A prime example that I use is Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone hitting that walk-off home run to send the Yankees to the World Series. Who would have thought Aaron Boone would be playing that game? Who would have thought he'd be taking that at bat? So you got to give people opportunities, and hopefully they do the best in that opportunity. You want to stay positive, so they will do the best.
Yeah, sometimes just about taking a leap of faith. Sometimes you don't know what you got, but yeah, even the well-trusted players though, sometimes they don't come through. It's baseball. That's the nature of
Yeah,
baseball. Yeah.
that's why, like I said, you don't know who you're getting at the end of the day. You could have a five-tool stud player on there, but at the end of the day, if he doesn't hit the ball, he's not a five-star tool player. He's just an ordinary baseball player. I don't want to be negative about it, but at the end of the day, I just want my guys to succeed.
Yeah, and that's the thing about baseball because baseball is such a capricious sport. So it's like one minute you're on top of the world, next minute you're the worst player out there. So it's like you hope you get the best every time, but you're just not going to. That's the
Yeah,
tough part about it.
you never know what you're gonna do, man. Baseball, I've seen the best of baseball. I've seen the worst of baseball. I've seen everything from A to Z in baseball, and man, it's something new every day.
Yeah, same here. Same here. So next question. Who is the most impressive player to don the two-seam bandits uniform?
Uh, since the start, honestly, that is a very tough question, but I'm gonna have to give it to my man Eddie Hernandez.
Oh
Uh,
my God. Eddie's
my
a
man
beast,
Eddie.
man. Shout out to Eddie.
We
Yeah.
called him La Cabra. In
Yeah.
Spanish,
What
that means the
exactly does that
goat.
mean? Okay, yeah.
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 I actually met Eddie when we both tried out for the Ogden Raptors team.
Mhm.
He was coming from Venezuela, came over, started playing. And I was like, hey, look, we're going to Vegas. Let's run it. Like, let's go. At first, he didn't go. And then kind of a last minute thing where I was like, oh, we're doing a tournament in Florida. You should come through. You should play for us. I honestly had no expectation. I didn't think he was going to go. But he was like, yeah, for sure. He came with Decker and Chris. I don't know if you remember Chris.
Oh,
Um,
Chris, yes, I do remember him with a K, right? He spelled his name.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, yeah, I
So
remember him. Yeah, yeah.
we got them to come over, and Eddie, I remember he hit that home run onto the to the hill from the left side. I think the guy was throwing pretty hard, man. I think he was in like the upper eights, not low nines. Eddie just looked so effortless and just smacked out of the wall. And
Yeah.
I think Eddie, that I would say that was position player wise. Pitcher wise, I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here in front of me, but I think you had to be it just because you've gone out there constantly times where I was like, hey, look, give me all you got. Let me see. Let me just see. I
Yeah.
remember that first tournament got us the dub. The second tournament you came out here got us the dub, and then in Atlantic City, a game that really meant a lot. We went 0-2 the first two games, and then you had to come in and throw for game three. You went 8 innings, I think, 8 or 9.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
remember.
so
And it was funny because that was like my first start in a long time. So I didn't even think I had that in me.
honestly, I
Yeah.
was Josh had told me that too when he was catching you, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
damn. I was like, he's doing well. I don't
Yeah.
know. He's
But I
doing
was a
well.
little all over the place in the beginning of the game. So
Yeah,
I remember I was like, I couldn't, there was one inning I couldn't find the strike zone. So Josh, who's a smart catcher, he just kept calling breaking balls after breaking balls. And then I kept finding the strike zone with my breaking ball, and I struck out three people with bases loaded.
yeah. I
Nobody out to
remember.
get out of that inning.
I remember me thinking the first inning, I was like, damn, man, like he seems a little off. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. And then I remember Josh coming up to me. He's like, yeah, this is Ronald's first start in like a while. And I was like, man, like, I know we were short on arms on the bullpen too, because I had my cousin Jared and his buddy Jaden
Mhm.
um, going. And I was like, I need them for game four because that was a crucial 3 and 4. And I was like, oh man, old Yeller's gonna have to get the arm going. Like, I was like, I'm gonna have to get in this game
Yeah.
early in the game. But I was like, nah, man, I think my man Ronald got it. And you countlessly have shown like, oh man, I got this. I'm gonna grab my nuts, man, and just throw the ball where I need to throw it.
Yeah.
And it's been very successful for us as far as being on at the high level like that because you pitched against two solid teams. It was what was it I know that first one was the last one actually was the Bergen Pirates who were trying to play spoiler, but
Mhm.
you shut them down for 8 innings. And then the other team that you pitched against,
I think one was the Cardinals the first year, if I'm not mistaken.
yes,
Yeah,
who then,
my cousin went out there too. Now I remember I was throwing like gas the last like inning when she
yeah,
got there, and Josh was like, "Yeah, you must really love your cousin because you were really throwing gas in that last inning."
I remember the Florida
Yeah,
Cardinals that first year that we
yeah,
went into the
yeah.
Davenport
And they were a
tournament.
pretty good team though. Huh?
So out of I think the 15 or 16 guys they had, 11 of them played pro ball.
I didn't even know that. That's the funny
So
part. I didn't know that before the game, and I still wouldn't be intimidated by that.
and
Yeah.
the funny thing was both of us because I followed up in that playoff round pitching against them as well. Both of us went out there and were just like we just had nothing to lose, man. Like
Yeah,
obviously
I
we want to
remember
win
you
those
threw a gem.
games.
You threw a gem right after me. Yeah, I think that it was the day after, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I remember thinking when I was driving home, I was like, I just gotta do it. Like I just gotta go out there. I know I was
And you
hurt.
had like a partial UCL tear or something like that? Yeah, you were
Yes,
telling us
at
after the game. I remember you were like emotional
I
about it too.
yeah, man. Because honestly, when I
Mm,
had the partial tear, I was like, man, I don't know. It'd be my last one if I hang it up like this, man. Fuck. And I remember going out there that first inning, my arm was kind of like, hey, look, you shouldn't do this. Hey, look, you shouldn't do this.
yeah.
But after the first couple innings, I was like, I got to do it for the squad, man. I'm just gonna have to go out there and went out to pitch. I think it was like 7 or 8 innings, and then unfortunately, we didn't come out with the win because of a technicality. 1 minute left on the clock after.
Oh, that's
Um,
right. Yeah, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
that
So we
was
lost that game.
yeah.
I think it was like 4-3 because I came out in the eighth with one out. Jose shut it down,
Yeah, and he was coming
and
off back-to-back days too, I believe.
yeah, because he
Yeah.
had threw the day before,
Yeah,
and
a slow start too. Yeah.
yeah, and he was like, "Hey, give me the ball," and then we had it, but just I think it was like 1 minute left on the clock after Jose had struck the guy out, and they had to start a new inning,
Yeah.
and ended up walking it off on us.
Yeah, walking out, I
And
remember that. Yeah, yeah. And they were
reason why I
talking
got like
crazy.
yeah, like it was rough, man. Like
Yeah.
Reason why I got really emotional is honestly because like I said, I didn't know if it was my last time to throw or anything like that. But that's the kind of thing I was telling you about earlier in the interview was just not knowing what you're gonna expect, not knowing what you're going through, not knowing like what's gonna happen,
Hmm.
and knowing that I was hurt, I was like, if it's the last time I throw, hey, look, I'm
Yeah,
hanging up on those, man. That was honestly probably one of the better games that I've pitched ever in
you
my
did. You
life.
pitched really well that day. Yeah,
And they were, I think before that, they were the four-time defending champions of that tournament.
yeah. That's a
So
that. Hmm.
it was it was an honor to throw that game, and it was an
Hmm.
honor to kind of like just follow up what you did to them too. So
Yeah, huh? We put on a pitching clinic.
yeah, right. We are
We
teaching them,
said, we,
hey, look,
yeah,
spot this, spot that.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. That's all it's about. That's all. You don't really got to blow every fastballs by everybody. Just spot the ball up and you get outs. That's
true.
pitching. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, not too many pitchers out there. There's a lot of throwers, but not too many pitchers out there.
Oh, and especially nowadays everybody's trying to break the radar gun, throw 100, 105
Hmm.
miles per hour. Everybody thinks they're Chapman and Paul Skeens, but in reality, we all not built like Chapman and Paul Skeens. Those guys are really tall and have natural ability.
Yeah, I think that talent level that they got, man, it's there, but the drive, like I said, just exceeds it even more and kind of
Mhm.
makes them blossom the way they are, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And those are things you can't teach. With those guys, I feel like they're just natural. But then you got everybody else who's trying to mimic those guys, like the Nolan Ryan and all those guys. But we all
Hmm.
not gonna be Nolan Ryan. We just
Yeah,
gotta find our way.
nobody
Yeah,
throws a ball 108 miles an hour, you know? So
yeah,
it's not like I'm just gonna wake up one day and be like, hey, look, let me just throw a ball 108 miles an
yeah,
hour. That's not gonna
yeah,
happen, you know?
yeah. It takes a natural aptitude to be able to do that. Honestly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Setting that ceiling up there.
yeah. I actually want to talk a little about Eddie because Eddie. Funny part about Eddie when I was thinking when you said it, the first time I saw Eddie, I would never guess that he was a pro player because I don't think you
Yes.
mentioned he played for the Diamondbacks
Yes, sir.
in the minor leagues. Yeah,
He played with those guys, Alec
uh-huh.
Thomas,
Yeah.
Patrick,
Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He played with all those guys in the minor leagues, and I remember he has a picture on his Instagram
Hmm.
with Corbin Carroll and all those guys in the locker room or in the clubhouse.
Hmm.
And I remember him telling me like, "Yeah, man, I played with Corbin Carroll and everybody like that." I was like, I don't believe it. You know, sometimes you people say things and like, I don't believe it.
Yeah,
But
they be
man,
lying,
Eddie,
right? Yeah.
for the first swing I seen Eddie take at the Ogden Raptors Stadium, my man put one up onto there's like a church a little bit further. Like he put it onto
Yeah.
a building over there, and I'm like, damn, that nigga's good, bro. Like, like
Yeah,
that was a bomb, man.
yeah. Eddie had his golf hat on, and I remember I'm like, oh, that's Eddie. Because you mentioned before, you told us like numerous times that we had a pro player, and I'm like, I wonder who this pro player is. So Eddie had his golf hat on, and we like, this is the pro player. And Josh, myself, Cash, we all talk about that. And we're like, he's a pro player. And then the first, and those fields are large. You know that those are
Yes.
massive fields out there in Davenport. And then he parked one, and I'm like, oh no, this guy's different.
So you
And
want
then
to
he
hear
turned
something
around and
funny?
batted righty.
So you say that now with the golf hat.
Yeah.
Eddie didn't even have a hat. That was my hat that I gave him. He was like, "Hey man, like I don't got a hat. Like, do you have one?" I was like, "Hey, look, I'm not playing." That's why on my Instagram you see me coaching third, but I have my hair like kind of slicked back a little bit because I was like sweating, but I didn't have a hat on, so you couldn't see like any like I couldn't like take it off. But I gave my hat to Eddie, so that's why Eddie
Yeah.
was wearing that Nike hat, that Nike golf hat. Bro, I kid you not. Like I played with numerous great players on this team, and I'm actually happy that I went out and tried to make a team together. Because kind of reliving the moments of every player that I've played with,
Mhm.
whether it be meeting new guys this tournament or playing with guys that I played with, back in when I played for the Armed Forces team or back when I played Little League and stuff like that. With like it's a very humbling, very grateful opportunity that I get to do. So.
Definitely. And you create a lot of memories that you can never take away from you. A memory of a
Yeah,
lifetime. Yeah.
of course. And I know kind of networking with guys like you get to meet some guys that I played with back in, 2010, man, 2011, like, guys that I played with 10 years ago, guys that I played with, just last year or just this season, and I try to build that camaraderie, like everybody, just being one as a team, even though we may lose, even though we may win, we're still a team at the end of the day. So,
Yeah, we just have fun with it. That's it. That's what baseball is supposed to be fun.
yes, it's a child sport, but we
It
play
is.
it as adults. So,
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah, the inner child in us.
yes,
Release that inner child. All right, so I got one last question for you, right? So it's a little funny question. So you remember the first time I played with you back in 2023?
yes,
So offensively, so I went 1 for 9 with 5 strikeouts.
yes, I remember
So,
that.
so you were probably thinking like, this guy sucks. So what was your first impression of me at the plate when you saw that performance?
So so I don't know, I got misinformation here. I originally thought you were right-handed.
Yeah.
And so Josh had told me, oh, he's a good bat, blah blah blah, middle of the order. I'm like, all right, cool. I thought you were right-handed, and I thought like, oh, okay. I don't know why he's batting lefty, but hey, look, if he hits, he hits.
I'm messing
And
around.
I was like, at a certain point, I was just like, damn, you're hitting the ball hard, you're hitting the ball foul, whatever. But like, you're hitting the ball hard. I was like, I don't know though. Like, he struck out a couple of times. I'm like,
Yeah, five
uh,
times to be exact. Because they kept throwing me them
I,
changeups. They saw I was on the fastball, so they kept throwing me changeups, and I just couldn't
A-
adjust to it.
And honestly, that's a
Yeah,
difficult pitch for a lefty, man.
yeah.
Outside, like diving out, I'm just like,
Hmm.
damn, like But
Yeah, huh?
I'm never gonna forget. I think it was you and Cash, man, back to back. You hit like doubles, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh shit, there we go. Like we'll get that'll get
yeah, yeah.
the
It
party
was. I hit a
started.
triple, and I believe Cash hit a double or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
huh?
remember that, and I was just like, oh, fuck, all right, cool. He's not right-handed.
Yeah, that was my only hit. At least that was a bomb though. If that field was a bit smaller, I'd probably get it out.
I think honestly, if we were playing in New York, you probably would have hit it out.
Yeah, 100%.
Because these fields here, there's a lot of real estate, man. Like that's a
Hmm.
lot. I think the smallest field is like 350 or something like that,
Yeah, yeah,
325s, and
yeah.
that's it may not seem like much at 325, but man, try
Oh,
hitting a
that's a
ball
huge difference. That's
coming at you
huge
pretty
difference.
hard.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and the funny part is, I think the week before I was feeling good though. It was we were in New York and it was cold and I just hit like I think a 2-run bomb to get us closer into the game. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go to Florida and I'm about to get a few hits. And those guys humbled me out there.
I remember when Josh was telling you about the tournament, he had
Yeah.
sent me that video of you hitting the home run, and
Oh,
I'm
that
like,
home run.
oh,
Yeah,
like, because
yeah,
like I said, he had told me you were right-handed at first, but I was
yeah,
like, bro, this dude's swinging left-handed, and I thought maybe it was just the way it was recorded and like, obviously the opposite side,
yeah, yeah,
but no, I was like, oh, he's left-handed and he's tall, he's lengthy, he swings pretty hard. I was like, man, like,
yeah. I mean, I whiffed at my like first 2 pitches over there too. Like, so he wasn't even throwing crazy hard, but I don't know why. I feel like I was putting pressure on myself. That's all it was.
yeah, I know baseball's hard, man. Like I said,
Yeah,
try hitting a ball 90 plus miles an hour coming at you.
yeah,
It's rough. Only a few
yeah.
people do it like myself, that's why I stay at PO.
Yeah, you
So
do that. You do that in your sleep, right?
yeah, I just do it on the reg, every Sunday.
Yeah, for your rec league.
Exactly.
Uh, but at least the following year, though, last year, you remember, I kind of went off last year, not to brag about
Yeah,
myself. Yeah,
that was
huh?
on that August tournament when
Yeah,
we
yeah,
went to that one. And then
yeah,
even in Atlantic City, man, like honestly, like the way I see things is if you're hitting the ball hard and you're hitting it on the line, man, hey, look, you're solid, you're fine. Like
yeah.
if
I didn't have much luck out there. Yeah,
but if you're hitting like the ball softly rolling over, blooping, like okay, like there may be some things that you need to kind of kink out or work out. But if you're hitting the ball solid lines at people, obviously the ball's gonna find somebody. Not everybody
eventually.
gets a hit. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
not
Hmm.
everybody's hitting 1,000. So it's bound to happen.
Hmm. Exactly, exactly. It's a tough game. I mean, as we said numerous times on this in this interview. Yeah, it's a tough game. I mean, you can hit the ball hard right at somebody. There's not much you can do. You just got to control what you can control.
Very true.
Yeah. But yeah, that concludes the interview. I appreciate you for coming on to Fuego and Slugger.
I appreciate
And
you having me, man.
yeah, it was just a pleasure speaking baseball with you. And we'll see each other in a couple weeks. As you guys,
Yes.
I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm gonna play with two teams in a couple of weeks. Well, I'm leaving the fourth, so yeah, can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. So
Yeah, man.
let's
Starting
do it.
game
Let's win
three,
the
just
whole
so you
thing.
know.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
watch
I think you
cut
yeah. You told
starting
me that a
game
couple of
three.
times already now.
Yeah, man, because
I'll be
honestly,
ready.
like, hey, look,
The arm is ready, man.
I just need that same Ronald that always appears, man, on the mound.
Yeah,
So
yeah. What I could tell you, I can't promise you that I'm gonna be on my A game that day, but what I could promise you is that you're gonna get my all, and I'll give you length. That's it. That's all I could
and hey,
promise
look,
you.
that's all I want, man. That's
Yeah,
all I need.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, it was a pleasure having you on, David, and I
Pleasure
can't wait to
being
see you in
here.
a couple. Yeah, I can't wait to see you, man. I'll see you, catch you in a few weeks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. You look like Keith Hernandez right now, right?
Yeah, so if you didn't know, I'm
Next,
in the
next.
academy. So
Yeah,
for law enforcement, so I had to shave down a little bit.
yeah,
It's actually the first time I've shaven like fully this much
yeah,
since like COVID year 2020, man.
yeah.
So that's the reason. I no, hey, no particular reason why I shaved. It's just obviously because of the job. So
Yeah, huh. But I like that look though. I like that. Go back to we go back into 1986 World
hey,
Series
look, I'll
champion.
start getting the what's it called, the handlebar mustache in a little bit. So
We sure need that right now.
yeah.
Yeah, no offense to Pete Alonso though. Pete Alonso's a beast, but
Hey,
we need to get something going.
hey, look, I think with the Yankee beard policy going down, like, hey, look, why not, right?
Yeah,
Start doing
right.
some handlebar mustaches.
Like the 1980s. That was so prevalent back then too. All right, man. Take care, and we'll see each other soon. All right.
All right, man. You have a good one.